In this video, I am constructing a clay bust. I've already made the head, and the first thing I do for making the shoulders is measure to see if I've got the proportions right. The width of your shoulders is approximately 2 lengths of a person's head wide. So if you lay it out and it's too wide, just measure and narrow it up. And then check your measurements before you start constructing. That will save you a lot of time in the long run. Now, the shoulders for clay bust are just coiled up. So roll some long coils and get them prepared ahead of time, but only roll the amount of coils that you have time to construct with in a class period. And then, as always, when we connect clay and clay, we always slip and score, so make sure you slip and score the coils. And you can just build it up to the height that you want and then blend it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, as I'm tapering the tops of the shoulders and moving inward a little bit, you can see that I'm laying the coils on the inside of the coil below rather than directly on top like I've done previously. And you can see that the shoulders are starting to taper. So now I am blending the inside, and you want to blend the inside before you put your supports in there. This clay is very wet, and I'm going to put a heavy clay head on top of it, and I don't want it to sink in. So it's a good idea to put a little support in there. I've just wadded up some newspapers and reinforced the inside of the shoulders. And then you will do a much better job than I have in this demo, but I blended the outside. You can always go back and fix that later. And I'm rolling another coil in fast motion. Now you can construct the top of the shoulders with either a coil, pieces of coil like I am here, or a thick slab. So I've just chosen to do it this way because I think it's fast and efficient. I rolled a long coil and now I'm just breaking it up, attaching it and finishing off those shoulders. I did the other side also, but didn't want to have to make you watch it in this video. Now you need to be aware of the thickness of the neck and where the neck is going to attach to your shoulders as you close up the final bits of your shoulders. Obviously, leave a hole for the neck, and I always err on the side of too large because I can add a coil later and blend in the neck. So now I'm making the neck. It is a very thick a thick coil that I rolled, and I am pounding it down to make it sort of slab-like, so it's like a hybrid coil slab. And I'm going to attach that neck to the head first. That's because I have a lot more control with blending the head into the neck rather than if I attached it to the shoulders first and then tried to reach up in there and blend the head to the neck and the shoulders. So the head doesn't have a hole in it yet. So I'm cutting that now. You do not want to leave a clay sphere without a hole in it and then put it into the kiln and have it explode. So nobody wants their head to explode, so make sure you cut that hole in it. Then slip and score your neck on and blend it. Before you do that, make sure you check the width of the neck. You can always refine, but it's good to get a general shape right when you first start off. I made mine a little too long, so I cut it off there. And now I'm figuring out how I want to position it onto my shoulders. And then slipping and scoring the neck onto the shoulders. I have a little bit of a gap, so I'm adding a little coil and I will blend it all together next. But there is the general construction of a clay bust.